There's no fucking way you're putting them at C tier. They were the first games.
And first doesn't mean best.
Yeah, that's why your presidency sucked. You came before me.
Hey guys, what are you talking about?
Get a load of this guy. He says that the original red and green games are C tier.
What the fuck? They were the first games.
That's what I said.
The story is mid, the gyms are mid. One of the Pokemon is literally just Snake backwards. Compared to the later generations, they're just mid.
C tier though, there's no way. They're at least B tier, high B tier.
No shot. Anything lower than A is sacrilege.
Well, go worship your dog shit Pokemon design somewhere else.
Okay, I'm gonna set up the tier list. Can we just put it in B tier and move on? I'm putting blue here too. What about yellow?
B tier.
No way. You
B
can't
tier.
put yellow here.
B
It
tier.
at least deserves A tier.
I agree with Joe on this one. If you put the originals in B tier, yellow has to be in A tier. That's that. Next we have gold and silver.
Worst games by far. Dog shit Pokemon designs. Easiest battles of my life, and probably the worst story out of any game. Hell, some of the gym leader battles didn't even use Gen 2 Pokemon. There were so few. D tier.
There are still more Pokemon than people who voted for you, jackass.
Sure, Gen 2 was pretty bad, but the games themselves weren't horrible, right? New typing, day and night cycle, and interesting overworld mechanics made exploring fun.
Exactly, he gets it.
If by fun exploring you mean getting the hell out of Johto as fast as possible, then yeah.
Are you even listening to your own malarkey? That's part of why these games are great. You get to have both.
Does it matter when Johto sucks?
Take that back. Johto is full of rich history and incredible stories.
On top of that, the leveling progression is the worst in any of the games by far. You go from battling level 20s to level 40s in the time it took you to look like an idiot on national television, Donald.
Sounds like a skill issue to me.
Let's get on with it. Let's split the difference and call it C tier.
Fine, whatever.
What about Crystal? At least high C tier, right?
B tier because you get to play as a girl.
I have to say, I agree.
Why do I hang out with you two? Okay, fine. Now fire red and leaf green.
Definitely S tier. They set the gold standard for remakes.
Now wait just a goddamn second. Didn't you just say that red and green were C tier?
Yeah, how can you say the originals were C tier, but the remakes are S tier?
Simple, they are just better. Literally built different. The Gen 3 engine fixes all the mistakes of Gen 1 with better graphics and sound.
You're actually brain dead for this take. There's no way the remakes are better than the originals. How can a copy be better?
I'm not sure about that one, Joe. The Gen 1 remakes really are just a better experience overall compared to the originals.
No, you're wrong.
Oh, you're a Gen 1er, aren't you, Sleepy Joe?
No, you fucker. I just don't understand how your orange Oompa Loompa looking ass can say the originals are C tier.
Let's cool it, fellas. Joe, you're a boomer. Trump, you're delusional. They get A tier.
Fuck you, Barack.
Whatever, let's move on to the fake news games.
Fake news games?
There's no way that you're calling the Gen 3 games fake news because of the climate change storyline.
Just like there's no way your decomposing ass can even make it through the boring ass fuck storyline without falling asleep.
Shut your mouth, bitch boy.
Wow, I don't know what to say. This is a fatter L than not getting reelected, Donald.
These games were iconic. Great Pokemon designs, incredible overworld to travel through, and soundtrack. Plus, the game actually provided a decent challenge for the first time. Easy S tier.
And I have to say, Ruby and Sapphire had one of the best storylines in the series. The fact that they were distinct enough from each other made it interesting to play either game, and the villains had actual personality this time. I agree, it's S tier.
Wrong. I don't want to hear any of that global warming hippie bullshit. Sure, the overworld was interesting, but it was extremely tedious to actually travel through, especially in the mid-game when it didn't feel like you were exploring at all. C tier.
Still better than the empty wasteland that Johto was.
Trump, I'm putting my foot down on this one. Anything lower than A and I'm leaving.
Fine, but you better not say,
And Emerald gets S tier.
Absolutely. 2 words, Battle Frontier.
go fuck yourselves, you pandering sycophants.
I'm surprised you know what a sycophant is, Donald.
I'm surprised you remember what a sycophant is, geriatric Joe.
S tier.
I can't believe we're putting it anything above B tier, but whatever. Now we get to the real games. Diamond and Pearl, the best Pokemon games ever made. S tier.
Honestly, do we even need to debate this? This truly is peak.
You two are huffing mad copium right now. Diamond and Pearl are D tier. Gen 4 was dog shit.
You did not just say that.
All of Gen 4.
Holy shit, he's finally lost it.
Shut the fuck up, Barack. You only like Gen 4 because there's a Pokemon named after you. Obama Snow.
I swear to God, the next time I see you.
I don't know how you can say that Diamond and Pearl weren't good games. Plotline, difficulty, music, technological innovation with the DS system, Pokemon designs, gym designs, character designs.
True, Cynthia's my wife, ooh.
I'd tap that.
How can Cynthia be your wife, ooh, if the games are D tier?
The game progress is way too slow, both in the overworld and plot.
I'm surprised you aren't a fan of slow, considering your mental aptitude.
And the end game has an absurdly difficult spike for no reason.
That's what they call a player diff.
True, player diff.
It's still D tier to me,
The only thing that's D tier here is your taste, Joe.
says the guy who eats McDonald's every day.
I've lost some respect for you, Joe. We'll put them in A tier since Donald and I think they're S tier.
And what about Platinum? It was much better than Diamond and Pearl. I'll give it that. I say B tier.
That has to be S tier. I won't compromise.
Neither will I.
Fuck you both.
It took what was great about Diamond and Pearl and fixed what wasn't. Smoother level progression, amazing box legendary, great game.
What about my Gen 2 remakes, though? Those were good, right?
Oh, God, not the Gen 2 bullshit again. And remakes, too? Instead of making a new and original game, let's just resell the same game you already have at a premium.
But they were really well made, Joe. They even had the updated physical special split along with the new graphics.
Oh, I forgot about the split. Maybe Gen 4 wasn't that bad. I still think that the only reason people like Heart Gold and Soul Silver is because of nostalgia.
That's rich coming from the Gen 1 boomer.
Yeah, I'm surprised you don't like the remakes that much, Joe.
It's because they don't ever come close to encapsulating the feeling from the original games. The sense of wonder and discovery. The adventure from exploring a new world.
All right, let's move on before he rambles on for so long that we hear his last words.
I'm just going to put this in A tier and call it a day.
I swear to God, this tier list looks like a piece of shit.
I agree, these ratings suck.
Well, we can never agree on anything. Although I think we might be able to with this next one. Black and white, easily S tier, right?
What the fuck are you smoking, Barack?
I can't believe I agree with Spray Tan, but yeah. What the fuck are you smoking, Barack?
Black and white easily had the best storyline of any mainline Pokemon game. Banger OST, and some of the best written characters in the entire franchise. And the Pokemon designs weren't actually that bad.
Really, Barack? The ice cream cone, the pile of trash, the third firefighting starter in a row?
Hey, I actually liked Embor.
Are you one to talk, Joe? Gen 1 isn't any better. Congratulations on having the most racist Pokemon of any gen.
Jinx did nothing wrong.
And why does Nidoqueen have breasts? Can you answer that, Joe?
That's besides the point. The animations on the sprites are whack. The level requirements to evolve Pokemon are unreasonably high. And don't get me started on triple battles.
Triple battles are fun.
Double battles are fun, Barack. I would rather open our borders than do another triple battle.
Ditto.
Whatever. B tier then. Black and white 2 are at least A tier, though, right?
I can agree to that. It took what was good about Black and White and made it more difficult and challenging.
The storyline was also really compelling as well.
This is horse shit. The rival was the worst rival in the history of rivals, and they didn't fix any of the problems with the base game.
But they added hard mode, and the expanded roster made Team Plasma a real challenge, too.
Just put it in A tier, Barack. This clown won't listen to reason.
You're the real clown, Joe.
Kind of weak comeback, Donald.
Ill nerd.
Fuck you. Now we get to Gen 6. This has to be D tier.
Yeah, D tier.
I honestly forgot these games existed.
Big surprise there, you demented ape.
I'm honestly surprised we all agreed on something for once.
Hey guys, what's up?
Hey, George, we're ranking Pokemon games.
Oh, why are X and Y D tier?
Because they're bad, George.
Well, can you at least put it in C tier? I really like fairy types.
Sure, George, just for you.
Thanks, guys.
George has changed a bit, hasn't he?
Yeah, he has.
Now we get to Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. Fuck remakes. D tier.
Yeah, fuck climate change. D tier.
You two have the worst takes.
Shut up. You only like it because it's an easy baby game made for baby boys like you.
Mega Lucario using ass.
Fine, let's put it in C tier. It doesn't deserve D tier. The postgame was great.
All right, now we get to Gen 7. Sun and Moon. I actually think these games get more of a bad rap than they should.
Barack, are you hearing this whack job?
Hold on, let him cook.
The switch up to the traditional Pokemon challenge was refreshing, as well as the depth of the overall storyline. The Ultra Beasts were very cool, too.
But the games as a whole were pretty forgettable and slow.
Kind of like you and your presidency, Sleepy Joe.
Goddamn Donald, let him live.
If you put these pieces of shit any higher than C tier, I'm leaving the call. There's no way they're on the same level as the OG games.
You got a point there. C tier, Ultra Sun and Moon, though? That shit's easy, but tier.
I can agree to that. They were just better and more challenging versions of the original games. They finally took the kitty gloves off for a bit.
Agreed. Although with the next games, the kitty gloves went right back on. Let's go Pikachu and Eevee. Disgusting.
D tier.
D tier.
Hey, hear me out?
Shut the fuck up, Barack.
Fine, D tier. Michelle loves them, though.
Michelle's a baby.
Leave my girl's name out of your mouth or there will be consequences.
My bad.
We're almost done, boys. Sword and Shield.
Just one word, Dexit.
Yeah, that really changed a lot. I still can't believe it, to be honest.
But it was something that was going to happen eventually, right? and the pseudo open world environment was really interesting and more realistic compared to previous games.
Zacian and Eternatus are the most broken Pokemon ever made.
I swear to God, if Zacian wasn't banned from Ubers, I was going to indict the whole Smogon scene.
Skill issue.
Skill issue.
You just said that Zacian was broken, asshat.
Player diff.
I think that these are just a solid high C tier.
Agreed.
Agreed. Gen 4 remakes. Do we even have to talk about it?
D tier.
This is what you get when Game Freak doesn't make the games Nintendo. Dog shit.
The only good thing about those games is that it got us to all agree on something for once.
This one's interesting. Legends Arceus. How do we feel about it?
D tier. Breath of the Wild copy looking ass piece of crap. D tier.
You're hard capping Sleepy Joe. It's S tier. This game was an incredible innovation on the Pokemon formula. You're just pissed you couldn't start with Charmander.
You're damn right I'm pissed. I just wanted to see a regional Charizard form. Is that too much to ask?
Yes, it is, you boomer. Let some other Pokemon get the spotlight. I think it's great, so let's put it in A tier.
Fuck you, Barack. You're just putting the games based on your own ratings.
My tier list, bitch. And last but not least, Scarlet and Violet.
I think you mean last and least Barry. This shit is D tier trash.
You're trolling, Donald. This is easily going to be regarded as one of the best Pokemon games of all time.
Yeah, maybe after I'm dead.
Sleepy Joe, that could be any day now. It'll take much longer for this buggy mess to be remembered as a good game.
Fuck it, I'm just going to put this in B tier so we can finally finish this stupid list.
I hate it.
Me too.
The only thing we all can agree on. Bye, losers.